Hey guys, Andrew McFarland here from StartAJuiceBar.com. Hope you're happy, hope you're healthy, inspired to launch your business or grow your existing business. Today we are talking about buying inventory items in larger quantities. Should you do it? What are the pros? What are the cons? We're going to break it all down, okay? But before I do, if you guys are new to the channel, if you don't know who I am, you need to know, and you don't know what we do. Over the last 10 years, myself and our company has had the pleasure of supporting hundreds of entrepreneurs just like you, launch and scale successful juice concepts, smoothie concepts, acai bowl businesses, and more, as well as running our own businesses in this sector. So all the information on this channel is coming from that experience. Last few announcements before we dive into today's topic of conversation. If you are new to the channel also and you're not subscribed, definitely want to do that. Hit the notification bell, press the like button, early invitation to do that. It helps the algorithm. It also helps you so you can see more of our content as it pops up on YouTube. So now we can dive in. So you're in a situation maybe where your business is already operating, or maybe you're a new entrepreneur and you're going to be getting started and you're asking yourself, so what kind of quantities should I actually buy when it comes to making my initial order or ongoing orders? So we're going to talk about all this. The first thing that I want to talk about though is one of the benefits of ordering your inventory items in larger quantities are it gives you leverage in your purchasing to save yourself money, okay? And at the end of the day, it's all about saving money so that you can make money. So the larger your purchases are, meaning if I go from buying, let's say, a pound of almonds, it's going to cost me a certain amount per pound versus buying 100 pounds of almonds or 500 pounds of almonds. Now, that's a lot of almonds, and depending on how big your business is, that may or may not be in the realm of possibility for you. But for some of you guys, eventually it will get there where you're saying, okay, well, we can store these almonds for, X number of weeks, a month or so, because they'll last long. We have to store them well. But it actually makes a lot more sense for us to purchase these almonds in much larger quantities so we can get our price per pound down and therefore increase our profitability on the bottom of line because our cost of goods is going down. Okay, so this is one of the major benefits of purchasing ingredients or any item in larger quantities. But that being said, there are some caveats and some things that you need to be aware of before you make this decision, okay? If you are a new business, one of the first things I'd say as a warning or consideration and caution is if you're a new business and you don't have 100% clarity that all the items on your menu are going to be there and be there for a while, then it might make sense to, with certain ingredients that you're not sure you're going to use a lot of, to purchase them in smaller quantities until you really are clear of what the demand is for these items, because the last thing you want to do is go ahead and buy 100 pounds or 200 pounds of almonds, and then you find out, you know what, we've totally changed that recipe. Our customers aren't really ordering that recipe, and we're going to scrap it. And I'm sitting on 200 pounds of almonds. That doesn't make sense. Now, with an ingredient like almonds, most of the time that is something you would probably use a lot of, but I'm using that as an example because it could be some random spice or something else. And the point is to ease your way in terms of the quantity of items that you're purchasing when you don't have 100% confidence that the items are going to be something that you're going to be rotating on your inventory regularly. Now, for other items that you're sure of, it could be almonds, it could be something else, and you're like, I know I'm going to go through these in a reasonable period of time. Now, let me talk to my vendors and find out where do I get my price breaks. The price breaks for these items might be clear, and they might be actually on the wholesale form that they send you. And once again, know that these prices are negotiable. Everything's negotiable. But it might be there and it might say, if you purchase 10 to 25 pounds, this is the price per pound. 25 pounds to 50 pounds, this is the price per pound. 50 pounds and more, this is the price per pound. Well, guess what? If you start ordering 100, 200, 500, then you need to talk to your vendors and say, hey, can you give me a deal if I order a little bit more from you? Now, that's the first thing to consider. The second thing that you're going to want to think about, depending on how much storage space you have, is how much inventory you're actually holding on to at any given period of time based on how much you can store. Because if you're in a place where you run out of storage space in your store, but you want to purchase, let's say, a pallet of bottles, which is not a bad idea, but you may have to get offsite storage facilities, which is fine because for us, I'll just speak from personal experience with our companies, we've had offsite storage where we were down the street and we would buy a pallet of bottles, we would buy a bunch of dry ingredients, and we would just go there on regular. Sometimes we had two storage units, one for just bottles and another storage unit for also dry ingredients. And it worked out because the cost for storage was much less than the amount that we were saving because of how quickly we were turning everything over. If you do the math and you think, okay, I'm cycling through, 200 bottles a day and I'm saving 20 cents per bottle, whatever the number is, and you do the math, say, okay, 200 times 30 times, 30 cents. over a 30-day period, how much money does that save me versus how much am I paying for the rent in this storage unit, right? And yeah, there's other small costs in terms of having to go back and forth, but those are kind of negligible. So you want to do the math and think, how much does a storage unit cost you if you have to get offsite storage versus how much are you saving from purchasing things in larger quantities? The last thing I want to mention to you, just as a cautionary tale, is if you are purchasing certain things that are sensitive, like almonds, they might come in a box. You want to make sure that you store these ingredients appropriately, right? So that you're not having them be susceptible to, could be moths or something trying to get in there. And so you want to make sure they're stored properly, that they are, in food safe containers and airtight. And then that way you don't have any issues with having that inventory that you purchased so much of go bad in a period of time that it shouldn't have. And so then that becomes another product loss, which is a little bit of a liability when it comes to purchasing certain things in larger quantities. Some things you're not going to have issues with and are less likely to have those kinds of things happen, like bottles, could be packaging items, right? And some things you might, with whether it's dry ingredients, it could be spices and other things that you want to just make sure that you can purchase in large quantities, you can store them, but you need to make sure you store them appropriately. So that's all for today, is just to make you guys aware that there is a huge benefit to buying things in larger quantities. The other thing that it might imply is that when you're coming to the first phase of your business, a lot of our clients, for example, will purchase large quantities of bottles so they can really get their cost per unit on the bottles down. But it may mean that you need to raise more capital or invest more capital up front in order to save that money in the long run. So just be aware of that when it comes to your cash flow and either raising capital or being prepared to make a more significant investment in certain items in your business so that you can make that money in the long run. So I hope this helps when it comes to thinking about purchasing things in larger quantities. Now, I know that I can't give you guys specific numbers. A lot of times I talk to people and they're like, okay, well, how much should I buy? And the answer is I don't know, because everyone's business is unique. If you're a small business, you're a medium-sized business, you're a larger business, your recipes are different. There's always this dynamic process in understanding how much to order. Now, I do believe I did a video on this channel, but I do know for sure I did a podcast on this. And if not, I will do a video soon, just in giving you the understanding of how to think about your purchasing so you do have the philosophy and principles and the understanding of how to make these kinds of purchases from a practical sense and a strategic sense, to do the math and say, okay, well, based on my projections, this is how much I think I'm going to need of almonds or this ingredient or that ingredient. So I'll save that for another video. Last few announcements. If you guys like this kind of content, you want to go deeper and deeper, there is an online course. Click the link in the description below so you can learn more about that. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Questions or comments, or you just want to tell us you appreciate the channel, I appreciate hearing from you guys. It gives me more motivation to make more videos. So put that in the comment box below. Lastly, follow us on Instagram at StartAJuiceBar. Exclusive content there, exclusive giveaways. And then if you like podcasts, as I just mentioned, we have a podcast on iTunes and on Spotify. It's called the Juice Bar Experts Podcast. Easy to find. Until next time, hope you guys are happy. Hope you're healthy. See you soon. Hope you guys have been enjoying the video content. If you are inspired to launch your juice business, but you're not exactly sure what steps to take, for you, we've created a free ebook, 15 Steps to Starting a Juice Business from Scratch. This is going to give you a high-level overview of everything you need to do from where you are now all the way to opening your business. Now, if you want to go even deeper, we've created an online course, the Juice Bar Master Blueprint. This is going to go into great detail into every aspect of starting your business, everything from branding to menu development to finding the right location, the equipment that you need, and so much more, all the way to launching your business. There's links for both of these in the description below. I know you're going to find a lot of value out of them. As always, hope you guys are happy and healthy, wishing you a lot of success, and I'll see you at the next video.